Okay, cool. All right, good morning, everyone. This is Joel Molly filling in for Scott Fardulis. As you know, I'm his typical co-host on the YGYBuilder Zoom in the mornings. Scott is traveling; he's overseas, and I mentioned to him that I would love to host this Zoom for him and in his place. So this is YGYBuilder live, and I wanted to take a couple minutes this morning to just remind you guys that. Actually, there's one main thing on my mind for YGYBuilder this morning, and I've been getting a lot of great feedback, really positive things of people just saying, "Wow, this tool has been amazing in building my business." A handful of people are coming in and just being blown away by what we have to offer with YGYBuilder, and I can tell you that there's more to come. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open in the very near future. I hope you guys are coming to convention. There is some, I think Scott mentioned last week too, like he may have dropped a few hints, but there is so much more down the road that you guys, if you think this is amazing, just wait until what's going to be unveiled at convention. So it's exciting stuff. We're working really hard in the background, and there's a lot of cool things coming your way for your business. So what I want to remind everyone of, though, is just that the relationship is up to you. All right. So the relationship, this is not a relationship tool. Okay. This is a business building tool. This is a tool that can leverage your time in sharing the information, the necessary information of the business with your prospects and your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, relatives, etc. The relationship is up to you. And so it's Scott has taught it from the very beginning. And I am, an understudy of Scott's, right? So they're not going to join unless they know, like, and trust, unless they know, like, and trust you and who you are to them. And so the relationship is so paramount. And I've learned so much from my wife from this too, she is the master at knowing the timing of when to share the business. Has anyone ever had that experience of well, I don't know when it's right, how do I know when it's time to share the business with this person, this prospect I just met, or, this acquaintance I've had at church or the gym or whatever? Because I've had that experience, when is the time right for me to share, this business with them? And what I've learned from my wife is that it has nothing to do with our timing, my timing. It has everything to do with their timing, everything to do with your person's timing. And you find that out by getting into a relationship with them. You find that out by simply doing the coffee shop interview, like Tom says, and just getting to know them and what makes them tick, and then finding out what they want to buy and selling it to them, right? Essentially, if they want to buy their dreams, you sell their dreams back to them. That was one of the most profound realizations in this business I've ever had, was you get to know a person on a level that their deepest desires and their dreams. And once you do know that, sell that back to them. Because, one of my dreams is to become a private pilot and fly and own a plane and fly my dad again. Because when he was a little boy, he got to ride in his dad's plane, and they went over the Amazon jungle, and they went all these crazy places. And I want to gift that experience back to my dad, and that's one of my dreams. And so, if someone were to get to know me, if you were to get to know me and find that out about me, and just realize that that's a major desire and a driving factor in my heart, and then you sold that back to me, and you said longevity is a vehicle for you to get that. Now you're speaking my language. Now you're speaking to my dreams, and you're selling back to me the dream that I had or once had. So that's what we do in this business. And so that was on my mind this morning, you guys, is just to remind everyone that the relationship is up to you. Getting to know someone's dreams is up to you. And then when it's their time, when they're ready to hear that they can believe in something again, they can believe in a vehicle to get their dreams. They can believe in a vehicle to have more time with their family, a vehicle to, retire 5 years earlier, 10 years earlier, 20 years early. Once they can believe in that again, and they know, like, and trust you, at that point, YGYBuilder is magic. That's when YGYBuilder is a magic pill. That's when you can send a link and it's game over, because it leverages all the necessary information about the business, and saves you time and creates an incredible first impression. So that's on my mind this morning, you guys, and I want to make sure that I'm answering all the questions that you guys may have this morning. I want to open this call up so you can unmute yourselves at any point in time. And I want to open this call up to questions from you guys. I know Mark a couple weeks ago was asking some really great questions, and that really drives some good conversation and good topics for how you can use this tool to build your business even further. So please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask any questions you have. That was my one rant for this morning, because, you guys, I'm having a blast building my business with YGYBuilder. It's so cool to be able to just send a couple, a few taps of the thumb and send a link and expose your business to somebody. And I remember when I first started in network marketing, it was a DVD. So we had a DVD, and we would enroll the person to come and sit at a coffee meeting with us with my laptop, and I'd press play on the DVD, or in a living room, press play on the DVD and the TV right there, and it's so much simpler now to be able to, with a few touches of your thumb, expose the same business even better than what that DVD could accomplish. So, and it's working, guys. It's working. Like, people are joining through this app now. U.S. and Canada are the two countries that are going to be right now enrolling through YGYBuilder. If you're not in U.S. and Canada, you can still use the YGYBuilder to expose their business. Then you're just going to have to enroll them on your Longevity Duplicated website. We're working out getting the checkout page to integrate with other countries other than the U.S. and Canada. So that's an aside. I'm sure you've already figured that out if you're outside of the U.S. or Canada. So like I said, guys, please feel free to unmute and ask any questions that you might have around YGYBuilder, around using the app, around what it means to leverage this type of technology. Please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask any questions at all.
Hey, Joel, how's it going?
Great, Mark. Good morning. How are you?
Great. Good morning to you. Thanks again for doing this call and being available to interact and just kind of hear the stories and what's going on. My question is this: could you speak a little bit to the YGY University and how you incorporate that into the recruiting process, and just kind of, I guess that gives people an idea of, hey, once you join us, we've got an online university, obviously, I'm just curious, I guess, if people see that before they join or after they join, or how that works.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. That's a really, really great question. So this is going to be, here's my opinion on that. Okay. There are two kind of ways that we've been taught. One way is to, give the person just enough to get them to ask for more, give them just enough, get them to ask for more. And then when it's time to understand whether or not they're serious about enrolling in the business or changing their life for the better, or, getting their health on track or whatever, when it's time for that, then saying, okay, here's this university. Once you go through this university, you'll have everything you need to join this business and be on, hit the ground running. And that's a really powerful tool, because now, when they go through the university, before they've joined, that they're serious, that they're willing to invest their time, and that they're going to get all the training and the coaching they need to be successful in this business right out of the gates. And the university does a good job of building the value of the CEO pack, and why it's important to start your business with products that you can use and experience and love and share and all those things. And so, the university is a great duplication tool. On the other side of that coin, so that's the side of the coin of, like, okay, I'm building a relationship with a person. They've given me permission to share the parts of the business with them that I want to share with them. And now I'm requesting them to go through this university before I even enroll them into my team. That's that side of the coin. The other side of the coin is like, to me, is the YGYBuilder side of the coin, which is, okay, I'm building a relationship with a person. They've given me permission to share the business with them. And now I'm sharing my technology with them. I'm sharing YGYBuilder with them. And I'm telling them what to expect. I'm saying it's this, this, and this. You're going to see these videos. You're going to have an opportunity to enroll and join. And then you're going to be taken through our full training university and to get you, off the ground and running on the right foot, So either way, I'm telling them what to expect. It's just a matter of preference, I would say, to the person who you're sharing the business with, and then to the person who is sharing the business, right? So for me, I'm actually doing it the second way. I'm using YGYBuilder. I'm leading with the technology. I'm saying, listen, like, we have the system in our company that is unlike any other network marketing system there is right now. We have technology. We have an app. We have this incredible system that's super duplicable, and I want to take you through it. Now I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to send you this link. I'm going to know, actually, as soon as you touch that link and you go through the videos, I'm going to know every step of the way. So I'm going to follow your progress through there. When it's time to enroll, I'll help you do that too. And so then I've led with the technology, and then I say, on the backside, there's this university that's going to help you become a professional network marketer. Okay. Because we're almost dealing with these two worlds, right? So we're dealing with the world of professional network marketing, which has been around since 1960, right? And then we're dealing with this world of, it's 2018. We have this app, we have this technology, we have this system that is mobile phone driven, that's internet driven. And so I like to lead with the technology, and I think that might be just because I'm a millennial, like I love technology, and So, and then I say, listen, at the end of this, after you enroll, we're going to teach you also how to be a professional network marketer. Because being a professional network marketer just comes down to the fact that you're a professional friend collector. Like, I'm going to teach you how to collect friends and build relationships. So that might be, too many words to answer that question, but I think there's two schools of thought, and I think both are great. It's just a matter of what works best with you and how you want to duplicate this business going into the future. Because I can tell you, and everyone on this Zoom call, listen to me carefully, this industry is moving toward technology, not away from it. And I'm sure you probably already know that. However, this industry is moving toward technology, not away from it. So it would serve you best to get familiar with it, to befriend it, and to leverage it to build your business. So that's my 2 cents on that, Mark. Do you have how did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent response, and thank you for sharing both sides of the coin. I love that. And I guess one of the biggest things I love about the app and what we have available to us is, number one, it tells me if my friend or colleague is serious, because I know right away whether or not they're going through it or not going through it, or, because a lot of times they'll tell you, yeah, I'm going to watch that, or yeah, I'm going to, and then, 2-3 days later, and guess what? They didn't do it, for whatever reason. So it's a sorting tool, number one. And then number two, it provides a roadmap. And I like how you coin that to say, hey, we're going to teach you how to be a professional network marketer. Because after all, this is a profession, and there are skills, obviously, that you have to learn, especially if you've never done it before. And I think that's just amazing. And the other part is the leverage part, knowing that I don't have to necessarily sit with them one-on-one, for countless hours at a time to teach them what to do. I can point them to the tool and then follow up and go from there. And that's why I'm using it, and that's why I like it. So I think you did great in answering that. So thank you.
Yeah, you bet, Mark. Absolutely. Thank you. That's an astute observation on your part, and a really good synopsis of how you understand that. So I love that. Thank you, Mark. And yeah, it reminds me too of, like, you're right. It frees us up to focus on the relationship, because I remember doing business presentations, one-on-one business presentations in coffee shops, And, you know, they'd be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours long. And then when the person would join, we'd do the same thing. We'd do a 2 hour, you know, business planning session, we would call them, or mentor meeting. And it would be 2 hours of going through the how-tos and the basics and the whatevers. And that's just not leverage. Like, that's the opposite of leverage.
Right.
So we can leverage this tool so they can do all the logistics and the training and stuff on their own. And then that frees us up to actually focus on the relationship and follow up with them and just speak with them as a human, instead of, you know, as a machine, and let the machines do that stuff, you know? So,
Right.
yeah.
Because we're all looking for time freedom, right? I mean, we don't
Sure.
mind working hard. We don't mind, you know, putting in the effort. But at the end of the day, we don't want another job that's going to take hours and hours and hours to incorporate, you know, the training and all that. So
Exactly.
I'm excited about it. I think it's an amazing tool, and I love it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I love the ability to know, especially with, you know, like you said, with, you know, everybody is always on their phones, you know, so, which, you know, it's good and bad, I guess. You know, too much of anything, I guess, can be a little dangerous sometimes, but having a mobile business in your pocket, and then having somebody like Scott in your back pocket to kind of tell the story for you, I mean, does it get any better than that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it does. Yeah. Well, I can tell you that if it does, you guys will be blown away. And actually, at the beginning of the call, Mark, I was just telling everyone that there is more to come. There's much more to come, and that's again what I sort of alluded to, that the industry is moving toward technology. Longevity is moving toward technology too, and it is exciting. And so that's all I can say. All I can say is
Right.
you know, phase 2 of this thing is going, actually phase 3. You know, the app was phase 2. Phase 3 of this is, I mean, it's like below your mind awesome. So so stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled, and I love your comments, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. And then if nobody else has another question, I'll ask another one, but I'll let the others go if they have another question, if they want.
Sure, yeah. Hey, does anybody else have anything they'd like to ask? This is a Q&A call. This is definitely a forum type call, so please feel free to jump in. Yeah, and if not, Mark, I would just say go ahead.
Okay, so here's my other thought. Maybe you could just speak briefly about, I know you'd mentioned earlier on the call about, you know, when is the right time to share the business and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Where in your mind do you, or how much time do you take in building rapport, I guess, more or less, before you kind of pitch them or share whatever? Because, you know, you hear some people say, well, you know, you've got to, you know, it's partly skill, partly intuition. I'm just curious on how you operate, you know, on a daily basis with that, because I connect with people all the time. You know, I kind of do that. I mean, that's what we do, right? I mean, I try to have an active candidate list, so I'm always trying to add a couple people every day, just to my, you know, my contacts, more or less, wherever I go. We're walking and talking. So I'm just curious on what you think about that.
That's good. Yeah, it's a really good question. I love how you said it's partly skill, partly intuition, because it is. And what's funny is intuition is a skill. Oh man! So the more you repeat the experience of getting a relationship with people and like cutting to the core. So that's what, you know, my wife is the best at this, and I've learned so much from her. But she cuts to the core and she does it fast. Okay, so here's 2 stories to give you, right? So one story is my wife. She meets this gal at the gym recently, and gal is in the locker room, and like, you know, she's got this bag of chalk or whatever, and Nikki strikes up this conversation with her and asks her what kind of protein powder she has sitting there, and she's like, oh no, this is chalk, you know. And so this starts a conversation, and by the end of that conversation, they had a coffee meeting set up, and by the end of the coffee meeting, that gal enrolled into Longevity. Mm-hmm. And so it was just Nikki's ability to connect with her, and then actually cut to the core, right? So cutting to the core is finding out what really made her tick, that gal, what really, you know, influences her, what really drives her, and what she's motivated by, and what she needs, what she lacks, you know. And it's just Nikki's skill that she's built through repetition. So hear me when I say that. Like, if you don't think that you can ever be Nikki, right? So many people in our team are like, oh my gosh, I can never be Nikki. Well, don't ever try to be Nikki. Be the best you. And you hear Tom Chanel saying that, be your best you. But you can create the skills that Nikki has through action, through repetition, and through experience. And so all those three things are infinitely linked: action, skills, or action, repetition, and experience. So repeat the experience over and over and over and over and over again, and you'll build the intuition you need to cut to the core with people, find out what really matters to them. And then you might be sharing the business with them in a matter of minutes, or a matter of hours, or in 2 days. Okay. The opposite end of that spectrum is, some people in our team that will remain nameless, that were courting this individual, right? Or this couple. They were courting the couple and getting to know them and, hanging out with them and setting up things with them and doing all this stuff, which is awesome. It's great, and building a relationship and stuff. And then months after this happened, of course they have this couple on their list. And, when it finally comes down to the point where longevity the topic is opened up, they discover that this couple is already a customer and a distributor in longevity under somebody else. And this was months of time that could have happened in days, right? Could have happened if you are just able to, care about the person enough but also cut to the core, like find out what really makes them tick. And it doesn't have to take 2 months to find out what really makes them tick. So, that's a long-winded answer again, but the reality of the situation is, what remains is a relationship remains, and it can take a second to create a relationship. Like, relationship doesn't have to be built over months. Like, relationship can be made in a second. It can be made with a smile. Like, the smallest relationship, like the beginning of a relationship, is eye contact. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't have to have this grandiose, like, long-term friendship where, you guys would wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning and pick each other up before you share longevity with that person, because we've all had the experience that those friends are the hardest to enroll in longevity anyway. The family and the friends, those are the ones that don't want to join your business anyway, right? So relationship can be created in a moment, and intuition is a skill that's built through repetition. So when is it time to share that business with someone? Well, when you've cut to the core, like when you have understood them and what makes them tick and what they lack in their life that longevity can fill. And at that point, when you've cut to the core, their desires, what they lack in their life that longevity can fill, that's when you ask their permission. Because at that point, some people will, some people won't be willing to change their circumstances or change what they lack, and that just comes down to the person. Like, some people are open, some people aren't. And some people want to be saved and some people don't. Some people want their disease. Some people want their bronchitis. Some people want that because it makes them feel significant. It makes them feel important. And they've hung on to that story for so long that they just accept that as reality. So at that point, it's when you gain their permission. You ask their permission, like, hey, I understand what's driving you. I see that now. And I deeply care about what's driving you. I get it. I was there too. If I had something that could change your circumstances or could change that, if I had something that could be a potential solution to that for you, would you be open to hearing about it? And then you're sharing your business. So again, long-winded answer, but that's the reality of network marketing. Like, we live in this world of relationship and technology, and the two, like, we have to find this balance between the two. And they're, it's built through action and built through repetition. And it's definitely an experience of, oh crap, sometimes I have to get mud thrown in my face, and sometimes I have to trip and fall. And that's how you learn to get up. And the same is true with relationships. Sometimes you have to make the stupidest invite you've ever made, and you just sound like a fool, Sometimes you just do. And the more you do that, though, the more you learn from that, the more you're able to build the skill of truly connecting with people, truly caring about people, and sharing your business in a way that makes sense for them. And that's the point they'll join your business.
Right. Right.
Rant
Good.
over.
Great, great answer. So just so I make sure I'm on the same page with you. So let's say I've cut to the core. You know, I've asked the question that, hey, I might have a solution for that. You know, I understand that you might want to, instead of your kid being in daycare, maybe you want to stay at home, or maybe you want to have extra money to pay for that, whatever it is. And I say, you know, are you open? They say yes. So at that point, are you sending the link where it says, you know, apply for our team, where they answer those 4 questions more or less on the app? Is that the link that you would be sending them?
That's correct. Yep.
Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. I'm just making sure that that's, you know, more or less what it looks like, more or less. But like I said, I think it's great. Cause see, here's the thing. I love to connect with people. I love to build relationships. And sometimes, and really, if I'm being quite honest, I pray a lot before I call people. And I'll just say, Lord, you know, whatever direction you want this conversation to go into, then let it go. Sometimes it goes into some of the craziest things you would have never dreamed. You know, they're pouring out their life story, whatever. You know, it's interesting. And sometimes, you know, I'll move in that direction of, you know, business or product, whatever. And other times not. Sometimes it's just the timing isn't right. Like that's what you alluded to in the beginning, to understand. And that's what I guess I heard from you this morning that was really important, is that, hey, listen, it's not about my timing, it's about their timing. And if I can keep that in the back of my mind and just keep that and be patient and keep that relationship there, and realizing that no matter, I heard somebody say this, you know, in the industry, that, hey, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. It's all about the right timing. So when you're open and, you know, you're looking for something, it don't matter what somebody say to you, if you're hungry and you're ready. So
Right.
I guess that's the challenging part at times, because we're gung-ho, we're ready, you know, we want to go 5-star, you know, right away like yesterday. So it's just, you know, I guess what I'm learning is just to be more patient and to continually care for them. Like Tom teaches us, you know, people don't care about how much you know till they know how much you care, you know, that kind of concept. So anyway, I think it's great, and thanks for your answers.
It's good, Mark. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. That's valuable. Good stuff. Yep. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? All right, you guys. Cool. Well, this has been a really fun call. You know, I always appreciate the banter and the questions, and just a really great topic. And thanks for letting me rant a little bit, and just kind of, you know, get into the nitty gritty of what it means to be a network marketer. So, and Mark, I do too, man. I say, Lord, give me the words, you know, today, because you know, that's helpful for me. And oftentimes you'll find that helps you too. So, you know, my prayer for all of you is you go out and you make today a great day, and you make this week a great week, and that you put other people's needs in front of your needs, and your needs will take care of themselves. So I love all of you. You guys are amazing. And like I said, stay vigilant and stay in action. And remember that this industry is moving towards technology, not away from it. And there are some exciting things coming down the road. And continue to use your YGYBuilder, continue to build your business, and good things will come to you. So on that note, everyone, thanks for taking the time. This has been recorded, so I will post this later if you'd like to share it out to anybody. And go out and make it today a great day. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everyone.
I just want to say to you, thanks for your dedication to this, and thanks for your time and being committed to that. It's much appreciated. So thank you.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. You bet. It's truly my pleasure. So it is. Yep. Awesome, guys. And Jackie, I got your message. Thank you so much. Good seeing you all on here, even if I didn't see your face. I appreciate you guys tuning in. So Bob, take care. It's good to see your face.
Thank you.
And yep.
Thank you, Joel.
You bet. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Okay.
Okay.